Okay, welcome everybody to Dark Souls. I am back to Baskin, and today is April 1st, also known as April Fool's Day. So as some super cool, killer joke, I said I wasn't going to stream, and then I went, psych, April Fool's, I'm streaming. So, I think tonight's going to be, I had like a really rough morning today, and I'm probably going to keep this stream short, just do a couple little small side areas that I've been meaning to do and kept forgetting to do before we actually get into the like actual stuff, the like main second part of the game, second half of the game, whatever you want to call it. At this moment, I think I'm just going to do two side areas. I'm going to see how long I'm in streaming after that. So the first one is one we've already been to earlier in the playthrough, was this way, and it was the way we came from in Blighttown. So if you remember, it was the Valley of the Drakes. We actually never did this area, and we came out through there from Blighttown, from the bottom part, like near Quailag's little webby tower hillside thing. My nose is itching, man. I not a particular fan of this area, just because it's kind of, it's not like hard, but like it's gonna be a little difficult, I suppose. Also, yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think I've ever been invaded here, and it doesn't look like you can be, so we'll go do that and that. So this is, you'll notice this is the exact same kind of thing. Wow, he's doing toxic damage. I've never noticed that before. So he is the same type of thing that we dealt with in the Painted World of Ariamis. He's one of the this type of enemy is actually called a bounding dragon. And he's they're annoying because it's basically just dodging their toxic breath shit and then running up and hitting them, and then running and doing the hit. The real problem is their swipe attack that he did a minute ago. And, yeah, I missed my shot there. I wasn't really paying attention. So like I said, this it's been kind of a day for me. Part of me didn't want to really stream, but part of me is like I said I was going to, and I want to do this stream before I start streaming Resident Evil 3. Not sure when I'm going to get it, since the whole COVID thing's happening right now, and it may be a little difficult for me to go out and actually get the game, and I don't really like digital downloading, so let's see. I feel like that didn't hit him somehow. What is okay, he's like over halfway done, so he's not too bad. His breath thing's actually not doing too bad on me. And that's it. He's dead. And there's various items over here. And he dropped the dragon scale. And we got the Astora Straight Sword. The Dragon Crest Shield, which I believe I mentioned before, is a pretty good shield, and a Silver Proud Knight. So I have the Crest Shield on right now, which has an 80% magic reduction on top of being a 100% reduction. The Dragon Crest Shield is similar, but it has 85% fire reduction as opposed to that. So it's magic or fire, whichever one you really need in the moment. So like if you're fighting like a boss or like an invader that does like magic damage, like a magic build, then you'd want to use the Crest Shield. But if it's fire, you'd want to use Dragon Crest Shield. So those are two really good shields, and not like particularly heavy or anything. So, or there's some people that just don't like using shields, and that's fine too. However you want to play is good. So these are drakes, they are not dragons. And they have a lot of health, but they're not particularly difficult to deal with. They just take a lot of pain and punishment, and they're kind of obnoxious, so. And they deal lightning damage. Kind of like Well, I was gonna say like dragons, but no, dragons are weak to lightning. Get some humanity. Just one humanity, though. So yeah, as you can see, there's just a bunch of drakes that just hang out in this area. It's not a fun time, and the item we get for doing this is not that great. Be wary of Drake. That's what I'd say if I met Millie Bobby Brown. Or Billie Eilish. Yeah, see, they're not too bad. They can, like, fly around and do swoops and stuff, which is a little bit more obnoxious to deal with. But as long as they're grounded, they're not too bad. Yeah, there. That's the more obnoxious thing to deal with, so. Yeah, this one's really fly happy. But we got him, so that's not too big a deal. And I'm like trying to think of something. I'm really, really tired because of how my morning went. I wish I'd been able to sleep longer. But some stuff out of my control was going on. And I was gonna say you killed yourself, but apparently not. Because I forgot you can recover in midair. Wow, you're being a shithead. Oh boy. Yeah, that was the wrong spot to heal at, but yeah, again, they're not too bad. They're just obnoxious. That's just their whole thing. They're irritating, and it's not fun to deal with them. And I don't believe my shield's the best to actually... Let me see what my damage reduction for lightning is. 45, 45, 50 for that, and 80 for the Havel Shield. However, we don't have the stats for wielding that. We'd have to have 50 strength. There's where the Brigand dies, assumedly. Ugh. Not sure I want to fight 3 of these. 3 more of them. Top of the 2 or... No, 3 I've already fought, right? 3? Or just 2? I've already lost track. And then there was also, if you remember, there was a Hellkite dragon, or Hellkite Drake on the bridge in Undead Burg. The one, I believe it was my first death in the, in this playthrough. So yeah, my shield's not doing a whole lot for his lightning stuff. It helps some, but it's only 45% reduction, so it's not all that much. There we go. And it's also been a few days. The last time I streamed this was several days ago, so I'm not like rusty, but yeah. I don't even think I mentioned I was I actually grinded up a little bit off screen the other day because I knew I was gonna be. Oh my god, man! I actually grinded some more humanity. I have like around like 70 humanity now because I'm gonna need 30 for the Covenant I'm in for Solaire's quest line, and I. Oh god, don't let me. Oh Jesus! Oof. I'll do a double sip. I grinded up a bunch of humanity, and I'm tired of the lightning, man. And I also, I think I grinded up a couple levels, like only like 2 or 3, something like that. I'll show my stats in a minute because completely forgot about it until just now. So I don't remember what my stats were before, but currently I have 30 vitality. I believe I was around like 28. And my endurance is at 30. And I pushed my dex up to 21 when I think it was at like 20. So I believe for the rest of this playthrough, I'm probably going to leave my vitality and endurance roughly the same. At most, I'm going to put each up by another 5 levels. But I'm mainly going to focus on, I'm going to get my dexterity up to where my strength is, and hopefully top those both off at 30. So I kind of just want to get everything evened out at 30, and then from there I'll just finish up rounding them off to 35, if that makes sense. So it'll be like health and endurance are both at 30, get strength and dex to 30, and then push everything to 35. Or whenever I reach my self-imposed level cap, then if that happens first, then I'll stop there. It doesn't necessarily have to be rounded perfectly. Oh boy, this one's being a little fucker. And these are respawning. They will respawn whenever you go to a bonfire. At least this one's AI is kind of stupid for the most part. I don't know how that missed. I was like in him. Alright. It's inside him. That's fine, that's fine. We got them all. Good deal. This is a big-ass door. Can't open it, because there's water behind it. And then I will show the item that we can get for doing all that. And it's not... it's a fairly popular item with really good players. I'm not a good enough player to make use of it. You know, some people... It is the red Tearstone Ring. If you remember earlier in Undead Burg, we actually got the blue Tearstone Ring. So what that does is, I believe it's when your health is below like 20% with the blue Tearstone Ring, your defense is boosted. The red Tearstone Ring boosts your attacking power. I'm not entirely sure by how much, but I know like a lot of experienced players will do the thing where like you run around with really low health and just have like a permanent damage boost. And I'm not good enough to make use of that. As you can tell by me leaving the Valley of Drakes with 1 Estus. And this should... Okay. This should take us to a bonfire. That I have not used yet. It'll actually take us to an area we've been to before, but not like a part of it I've been to, so... Drake ahead. Well, I mean... That was true previously. It's not the case now. There's the bonfire. So we can sit here, get our Estus back. Only puts us up to 5, but that's fine because we're probably never going to use that bonfire ever again. It's mostly to respawn if you get fucking destroyed by the drakes enough. However, right there, Black Knight. So, the thing I was going to get really early in the playthrough that I didn't grab was this. Oh, I didn't think you'd get up on me that quick. That item I picked up is the Grass Crest Shield. What it does is, it has a 90% damage reduction, so it's not too bad. But it has a permanent stamina regen boost. So as long as you have the shield on, even if you're not holding it up, like if you have it on your back like this, then you will regen your stamina quicker. I also don't like fighting him on this fucking dirt grass path, so I'm gonna bring him up here. And I'll fight right here. It'll make it easier to navigate around you. I was gonna say and get a backstab, but I didn't. Yeah, there we go. Not too bad. He dropped his Black Knight shield and a blue Titanite chunk. I believe the Black Knight shield is also a pretty good one. So that has 95 fire reduction, so that's even more than Dragon Crest shield. It's 65 lightning, but if you notice, the magic reduction is a lot lower, and it weighs twice the amount of weight at 6 pounds instead of 3. But I'll equip it and we'll see. Yeah, there we go. And I currently have on the Ring of Favor and Protection and the Wolf Ring, because putting on the Havel's Ring does nothing for my role right now, so there's no point really wearing it. Because I have other stuff on. And I'm using my Quelaag's Fury Sword, which I don't think I've shown off before. Has a permanent fire boost to it. It's got a really cool moveset. I really like it, and it's devastating against the Four Kings. I swear I just saw an item somewhere. Am I insane? I'm probably insane. And then we're just going to make our way back to... I'll switch back to my Claymore. And that's how the Like Knight Shield looks. Pretty cool. And I changed my armor set to one I like a little bit more design-wise, because armor... This is probably the Dark Souls game the most where armor matters. I still play all 3 Dark Souls games, mostly with... I play Fashion Souls, as they call it, where like it's like your... whatever armor you like the look of most instead of what's most practical, because a lot of times it doesn't really matter what you're wearing. There are a few times, like when I fight Seath later on in another stream, because I'm not doing that tonight. When I fight Seath, I'll probably switch to an armor set that has much higher curse resist, because Seath can actually do curse. He deals curse. And that's not fun to deal with. Also, Quelaag's Fury Sword will deal a lot of damage to these guys. And that was one hit, even though I tried to hit him twice. Some Bloodred Moss Cumps, yeah. Some bloody cum. That's what we got. And now I'm going to run back into here, which is the Undead Parish, where Andre is, and the BONFIRE. I also leveled up a little bit the Greatsword. Just because I could probably test that out, because I've never used the Greatsword in this game. It is my main weapon in Dark Souls 2. And it looks different in Dark Souls 2, because in here, you see, it just looks like a bigger version of the Claymore. In Dark Souls 2, it's fucking enormous. It's about 5 times the size of that. And then in Dark Souls 3, my go-to is the Hollow Slayer Greatsword. And I actually want to put that up to +6. And, nah, I'm going to leave that for now. Oops, not the Astora Straight Sword. So I'm going to bump up my Great Sword to +10. And Quelaag's Fury Sword, I need more Demon Titanite to max out, because it maxes out at +5, so I can't do anything with that just now. Dragon Skill's not really worth it, because dragon weapons do not scale at all. If you notice, it's a flat physical damage. There's no scaling with it. So they might seem a lot stronger, but they're not. And then I don't need my Twinkling Titanite for anything else, so I'm just going to use it on my Dragon Slayer Great Bow. That'll make that where it's doing more damage. And then I guess I'll bump this one up really quick. And that's all I'll do. Yeah, neither of us wants. Do not want. So I will, the next area I wanted to go to, I actually need Daughter of Chaos for. So, I just did Valley of Drakes. I'm now going to go do an area called the Great Hollow that I completely forgot to do when I was in Blighttown. And I'm pretty sure that will probably... I might do one other thing tonight in this stream, but I'm not for sure. I didn't mean to sit here, but I can do this. So, and then in the next stream, I'll probably... I'm not sure. I know what all I have to do. I also totally forgot. I have like a little list here of the things I want to do in order on stream, and I completely forgot to even put Seath in the Duke of Archives area. So, oops. I actually want to... Okay, so I'm going to pop 10 of these. You know what? I'll just pop my twins. That should put me at 10. And I will offer humanity to her. Okay, good. I can offer... That's what I was checking, is I can offer several at once. So that'll put me to Covenant rank 1. Yeah, so now I'm rank 1. And then I can do the other 20. So I don't have to worry about this later on. And I don't remember if I gave her humanity already at any point, but it's fine even if I go a little over 30. And you get Pyromancy and the rank 2. So when I Open this up now, it'll show I'm Chaos Servant plus 2. That is the highest rank you can go, although you can keep giving her humanity if you want. I was going to say, why can't I set the bonfire? So, comfort ahead. I want to go up this way. We're actually heading back out to Blighttown. So, yeah, like I said, I did Valley Drakes. We're going to the Great Hollow, and then I'm debating exploring the rest of the forest past where I think I got it. Oops. Yeah, Christopher Artorias. So I could go past the door in the forest. I think that's probably all I'm going to do on stream for tonight. And then I realized that I'm probably going to save the catacombs for last. Because in order to do the catacombs, and then, like I could do the catacombs now, but then I would have to do Tomb of the Giants, which is a really dark area, and there's an item that I want to get in Demon Ruins that will help with the lighting problem in Tomb of the Giants. So I'll have to do Demon Ruins before the catacombs. I know I can get the Skull Lantern, but whatever. I'm going to go for the Sunlight Maggot. It's also part of a certain questline-y thing that I want to do. So, in the next stream, I will very likely, I'm probably going to lean towards, okay, whatever the auto-save, like, flame thing shows up in the corner, it makes me feel like I'm being invaded whenever I enter a new area. Next stream, I will probably either do New Londo Ruins or Duke's Archives. I will probably do Duke's Archives, though, and I'll probably clear out that whole area just to make up for this being kind of a short stream. And then, after that, I will probably do Demon Ruins and or New Londo Ruins. And then finish up with the catacombs. And then I have two little side things I wanted to do as well. I could do right now, but I'm going to wait till later on. I might actually do New Londo Ruins in the next stream, just because there's an Ember there that is for... It'll let me put my Claymore up to plus 15, and I kind of want that, because that way I can max out my weapon. But yeah, so I'm still deciding. That doesn't mean anything. I could stream next time and just start with anything, really. My main thing was just I'm not doing Catacombs and Tomb of the Giants until I do Demon Ruins. So whatever order I do everything else in, Tomb of the Giants will probably be the last one. So I just wanted to kind of explain that, and a little bit of like my thought process behind like what I'm doing with each area in terms of like the next stream and all that. So when I played, like I went down there, apparently I didn't. I completely forgot that item too. Really quick though, I want to equip these because I might need them. There's a spider following me. Man, why does every game need spider enemies? Trying to hit me with your goopy spray. Yeah, I think this is... Yep, I was even going to say it was a green Titanite shard, if I remembered correctly. And I did. I just didn't say it, so that I can only claim I remembered. There's that spider. That same glass of milk again. So I'm going to... Actually, I don't even think I need a purple moss clump. So I pick up an item here. It is the plank shield. Terrible shield. I think it's the same shield you get in Bloodborne. Illusory wall ahead. I hit it in a really dumb spot. And then you open this chest. You get 20 humanities. So we got back one of the 5 we spent. Another illusionary wall. Yeah, okay, message. And there's even more past here. And this is the Great Hollow. This was the bane of my existence the first time I played through this. I died so many times. It was insane. So every time you enter this area, one of the enemies, for some reason, just dies. It's just a weird thing that happens for whatever reason. And there is a ring that I could go for. It's right. There's a dead body right there that has it. It's a pretty decent ring. And screw it, I could try to go for it. Be right there. I might have fucked that up. Nope, we're good. This is the Chloranthy ring. It works just like the Grass Crest Shield, which is it boosts stamina recovery seed. I can't talk at all today. I don't even using those purple clumps. Purple claw smumps. Uh-oh, and I'm stuck here. Oh, wow. That was a little intense for my blood there. I was straight up falling off of that. So this is the other area in the game, and they're even worse here for the basilisks. And I don't like dealing with them because their curse is a lot worse in this area. Matter of fact, I am debating switching to something with even more curse resist. Oh, wow. So we could go with this really ugly set for a little bit while we're in here, because it gives us a big ass curse resist bar. And you're gonna have to bear with me with this. I always get lost in here and a little confused. So we're gonna make this fall. And I have to... Oh, I'm right here. Okay. So I'm gonna wait for him to come over here. There's 3 of these fucking dudes over here. And I ain't trying to get not toxic, curse. Oof, I don't like that. I want that bar to empty out. So we're gonna get his attention, and there's a 3rd one right there that okay, I thought I activated him. You want to deal with them one at a time. It's a little bit easier that way. Then we'll grab the large soul of a nameless soldier. So you could have come in here, like during your time in Blighttown. I just forgot to. Like, you don't have to come here as late as I did. That is a crystal lizard. The shadow of one, at least. He's actually right up there. You can see him twinkling right there. Oh, there he goes. Yeah. He's a little shithead to get in here. There's another item I missed. Well, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe I will have not. Whoa. A little slide there. It's red tat. I can't talk tonight. Like I said, I'm kind of all out of sorts. So I'm just trying to take this all at a pace that I can handle for tonight. And I know it's probably not that entertaining, like me taking a leisurely stroll through Dark Souls. See the shadows of the dead basilisks and a body there on that one. I'm sure watching me do a leisurely stroll through Dark Souls is entertaining, but this is my speed for tonight. I don't mean that like the drug, like, oh, like this Dark Souls is my speed. I just mean like this playing is this commentary is my speed level for tonight. My eyes are like killing me right now. I always forget about this ladder here. And I know someone's probably gonna watch some point and be like, well, why are you streaming it if it's not that I'm not feeling it or anything like that. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. And I missed an item up there. That's okay. I don't have to get every item. So this area whooped my ass the first time I ever played. Yeah, took care of him. He got taken care of. So watch out, because there's holes in the floor all over this place. And as long as you strike first, strike hard, no mercy. not too bad. My white sand soapstone is not active, which means I'm either being invaded or I cannot use it. My girlfriend said she had to make a new account to get on here to watch this. And if she's able to hear this right now, I want to apologize that I have not been responding to her because I've been playing this, so I can't just leave this stalled while I'm like messaging her on Facebook and stuff, so. Oh boy, maybe this is the area I'm thinking of that's like way worse. Alright, she says she can hear me. Oh shit. Oh shit, no, no, no. Oh, that bar got really close. Yeah, this area is a fucking shit show. I got an Estus for that. Well, I didn't get an Estus for that, for like killing him or whatever, but... Alright, enough of the curse. You gonna fall? So jiggly. Oh, he dropped something. Probably another Eye of Death. That's pretty much all he dropped. Well. Alright. Bye. But yeah, I don't know. I don't remember what I was going on about. We're in the Great Hollow. Stupid tree level. I don't know what in the hell Miyazaki was thinking with this. Probably just, hey, I want to make a dumb tree level. And then later on, and you get to the end of Demon Ruins, he's like, hey, remember this dumb tree level? Well, I'm going to make it to a dumb tree boss. I actually don't hate Beta Chaos like a lot of people do. And now that I say that, like, I'm going to have like a really shit time with Beta Chaos. Switch back to my actual armor I like. And then what did I have? I think I had the leather boots. Yeah, looking cool. Is that a dead basilisk? A shadow? Oh, hi! Forgot about you. Well, I didn't forget about it. I remember they were down here, but forgot he, like, ran up on my shit. Yeah, fly away a little bit. Wow. I do sometimes forget how, like, insane the ragdoll is in this game. So these little mushroom guys, I honestly don't remember their names if they have any. There we went. So we are officially out of the worst. I'm missing a lot of items. Like, I just keep passing them all up, huh? We're out of the worst with the Great Hollow. I think like navigating the tree part's the hardest part. So I could drop here and then roll onto here. And a Titanite chunk. How nice, because I'm going to need those when I get the next Ember for my Claymore. Look at that basilisk down there just posing. He's a poser. Oh boy, this is a fun place to be. I say sarcastically, this is not a fun place to be. So you notice they're bigger mushroom guys, and these guys hit hard. They're slow as shit, but they mean business. Yeah, like that. So you notice I barely did anything to them, and I just wanted to show that off. So now I am out of here. Oh shit. Ah. Oh shit. Oh fuck me, man. I can't even find the way out of here. There should be like why am I struggling with this? There's the way out. You guys are all blocking it. What's up? You really gonna make me kill you to get out of here? Oh god. Man, I am not trying to have this. You're not even the one I was fighting. No fighting, no fighting. Alright, there we are. Yeah, it's not worth it to fight these guys. Oh, a fog gate. Ugh. My allergy's been killer on me today, so I apologize if I'm like, ugh. This is Ash Lake, and I just remembered right now. Hey, there's a bonfire. I just remembered that you do not want to come down here. One of the few areas in the game with just music playing. You do not want to come down here your first trip to Blighttown. You actually preferably want to come here like around the time I have, for one very specific... Yeah, there's a Hydra right there. Isn't he cool? There's 2 Hydras in the game, and I don't think I ever showed off the other one. The reason is because if you come all the way down here, there is no other way to get out of here except to climb the tree all the way back up the way you came. So you have to reverse the way you came down here. However, I can warp out of here, so that's not a problem. So ideally you want to wait until after Ornstein's Mo when you talk to Guinevere. And she gives you the Lord Vessel, which lets you warp. So that way when you come down here, you don't have to suffer and make the trip back out. Ugh. God, that Hydra is such a... God, he's so cool. So cool, so fucking horrifying. Like, that'd be terrifying in real life. That said, I'm not going to bother with him. He's not mandatory at all. In fact, out of the 2 Hydras that are in the game, this one and the other one's the only mandatory one if you want to do the DLC, which, like I said, I don't really feel like doing the DLC in this playthrough. So if you want to see someone play the DLC, then go watch, like Super Best Friends do it. Or, I believe, yeah, Rick actually did the DLC in his blind playthrough of Dark Souls on the D-Pad's channel. Look at that crazy skull. Oh boy. I forgot they did that. Oh, such a cool design. And these are the man-eating clams. They're a lot wimpier than ones we find later. Oh, I thought I killed you. And then they sometimes, yep, drop Twinkling Titanite. Or they will drop Purging Stones. And these fucking... Oh. The Hydras hit hard, so... I ain't trying to deal with that. And then... that's gonna be a bit of a nuisance to get past them. Shit. I got it in a text. Yeah, so we'll do our best to get by them, but no promises there. Again, I could kill a Hydra. It's not like the hardest thing to do in the game by any means, but they're a fucking nuisance to deal with. And again, if I were to do one, it would be the one that is actually the one that is actually mandatory for the DLC. Dragon Scale. Can you actually... I don't remember... I don't think I've ever been invaded down here either. Which this would be a crazy thing to, man. This would be a crazy thing to get, like, invaded at down here. Is like, this is a really big, wide open area that'd be kind of cool for, like, a PvP zone. But also invading somebody while they're dealing with the Hydra would just be insane. I certainly couldn't do that to somebody. So there's also a little path over here. Gotta sneak up on the basilisk. Oh. Here. Oh god, yeah, that's where the camera like freaks out. And then I believe if we go in here, there's just a bunch of mushroom people and basilisks. So that's not a fun time. Yeah, 2 basilisks, and there's a mushroom guy right there. Alright, enough with the curse. Enough with the curse. I don't want that. I will take toxic over curse, because I can reduce toxic buildup. So I'm trying to remember my way through here. Oh shit, hi. Yeah, you're dealt with. Hey, mushroom. I don't got mushroom to move around. Where the hell am I? Okay. Oh! Oh, hi. You're just following me all over this place, aren't you? Wow. Really big into following me, huh? You know what? Ah. Oh, not the water. Shit. Oh, I'm alive. Okay, that didn't look like I had anything left. Like, sometimes you're like, oh, I'm dead, and then, like, you still have, like, a little sliver left. Like, no, that looked like nothing at all. So there's apparently a way to bug out this, this Hydra here. Oh yeah, just don't knock me down. Or, like you can knock me down, just don't knock me into the void. There's a way to actually bug out the Hydra, where apparently if it jumps to a certain spot in this zone, it will land on the land itself instead of in the water and just insta-die. I've never done it, and I don't know how to do it, but supposedly that's a thing. Ultimately, as well, if you'd come down here, like, if you'd come down here during your initial trip to Blighttown, you could have actually, you wouldn't have to worry about having the, you wouldn't need the Lord Vessel, and you also wouldn't have to worry about being stuck down here and making your way back up if you just didn't sit at the bonfires. Because you could just homeward bone right back to the last bonfire you used. So, like, if you were like the Firelink Shrine one or something, or I guess like you'd use like the Quelaag sister. And we get another bonfire here. And yes, I'm not addressing the elephant in the room. The big ass elephant. The buff elephant. This is the everlasting dragon. He is a covenant. He is completely non-aggressive. And yes, this is what a dragon looks like in this game. You'll notice drakes are itty-bitty. Drakes don't do shit. They are lame. Dragons are enormous and a lot more intimidating and imposing. This is, if you remember in the opening, it said how Gwyn actually, Gwyn and his armies wiped out all the dragons, except for Seath, who was not an everlasting dragon. He didn't have scales. Seath the Scaleless. So he actually allied against the dragons to wipe them out, because they basically just ousted him for not being a real dragon. So, you'll notice that there's this dragon here, way below the world. We're like underneath the world right now. At Ash Lake, underneath the tree that is under Blighttown, that is under Firelink Shrine. And then there was also Gaping Dragon, a boss we fought, which was sealed in the depths, which was also just right above Blighttown, so it was still pretty below everything else in like the gross like sewers of the world. So the only dragons you really encounter, aside from Seath, which again was okay on Anor Londo's terms, the only dragons that are still alive are hidden away underneath the world, and that's the only reason they survived that genocide. It's like, this dude is just hanging out down here. He doesn't give a shit. So what you can do, actually go back here, look at his long ass tail, and you can hit it, and you can hit it a bunch, and it'll break off into a Dragon Greatsword. And you can still pray to him, you can still enter his covenant, and he still remains entirely non-hostile, even though he dropped you a really powerful sword. So that's actually, that sword's kind of like the Dragon Tooth. It's a dragon weapon, so I don't have the stats for it, see I need 50. I think, yeah, Dragon Tooth's 40. So like with the Great Sword, you get like a 260 and 130. The 130 is your scaling, like I went into, like I think in like the first video of the Let's Play. This one is negative 313 because I don't have the stats for it. Once I had the stats for it, that would drop to 0 because it just does a flat 390, and that's it. They don't scale if they're a dragon weapon. So, with anything that's like a specific, like a dragon weapon, like the dragon tooth was made out of an everlasting dragon's tooth. The dragon greatsword came from the stone dragon from Ash Lake. There's the one that you get from Gaping Dragon if you cut off its tail. Those don't actually scale at all because dragon weapons don't scale. They only are raw power. So they have tons more power output, but there's no scaling attached to it. So in the long run, they ultimately don't do as much in the end, if that makes sense. And this is also a warpable bonfire. It's also, he's a firekeeper for this, which is why it goes to 10 Estus for me. What we are going to do is, I'm actually going to go back to Chamber of the Princess. Well, actually, no, really quick, I'm going to go to Firelink Shrine to take a peek at something that I'm wondering. And I was right. People have left. So Siegmeyer was here, he's gone, and the Crestfallen Warrior has disappeared. So we're going to warp back to Daughter of Chaos. And so I'm going to do this really quick. I guess I'm going to go ahead and do the forest stuff and do one boss fight, and I will probably end the stream off there. I remember what I was going to do. I know it hasn't been going super long. It's not like the longest stream ever, and I'll make up for it next time with a longer stream, probably, because I'll probably run through all of Duke's archives in like one go. I'm honestly not sure how long the stream's been going anyways. I'm not sure if there's even a way to keep track. I keep forgetting to, like, when I start a stream, I've been meaning to, like, set an alarm on my phone. Not an alarm, but like a timer, so I can look at it and be like, oh, I've been streaming this long, so I can keep track. Sometimes I just want to stream for like 2 hours or something. Sometimes I want to stream like, not care about the time, but I also have to keep track anyways. So we're just gonna run all the way back out here, and I know you're probably like, "Wow, we were just here, like running through Blighttown and all that." And it's like, yeah, I forgot that that I needed to do something while I was down here. I need to find somebody. And you're probably like, oh, it's one of those two people that you mentioned when you were in Firelink Shrine. Oh, that green tent out of nowhere. It's like when I'm watching Twilight and there's the blue scale tone for the whole film, which I really like. I think I mentioned before, I constantly tell people, and I'm not ashamed to admit it, I genuinely like the Twilight movie. I like the whole series. I like the books, and I like the movies. And also, since you see I'm moving so slow here, I could throw this on and move quicker. And that'll actually mitigate a lot of the problem there. So, is there? No. Probably like, oh, what were you looking for? Nothing of consequence for me. But yeah, I actually like the Twilight films. Do I think they're the best thing ever made? No. Do I think that they're kind of corny and have some bad acting at times? Of course. But they're still enjoyable to me. And I definitely think like they kind of get worse with each one. Like I thought like the first one's the best one, and I love the cinematography of it. And one of my closest friends I actually talked to about it, and I was like, I love the cinematography for Twilight, the first one specifically. And he goes like, oh no, I get what you mean. The director of it actually directed Lords of Dogtown, which is a movie I've never seen, but it's one of his favorites. And he's like, and I love the cinematography for it. And I was like, yeah, like, just because someone is a bad, or someone makes a subjectively bad movie, maybe a movie you don't like, doesn't mean it is objectively a bad looking movie. Like cinematography can be good for a bad movie. Just like how someone who knows good bad cinematography can still make a good movie. It doesn't really matter, you know. It's ultimately, like, it's a lot of factors that are involved. So here's Siegmeyer.
Oh ho! Excuse me, I was so absorbed in thought I just drifted away. You see, I'm actually in a bit of a fix. I've made it this far, but I'm short on antidote moss for the trip back. By my knighthood, I'm ashamed to ask, but can you spare a few scraps of moss?
I sure can.
Fantastic. Thank you. A saint you are.
So he needs 3 purple moss clumps if you come down here.
Gratitude. I shall not forget this. Please, take this, a symbol of my appreciation. Well, our fates do seem entwined, don't they? Perhaps this, too, is the will of Lord Gwyn.
So what I can actually do, I believe I have... Do I not have it with me? I guess I don't. But I could mostly mirror this. Whoops, I forgot. Oh, I put it on the wrong thing, that's why. There we are. Well, I'm shorter than him. So yeah, he has as a Y-hander, I have a Claymore. So they're almost identical, it's just his is a lot bigger and has like the extra little thing there. There we are, twinsies. It turns. It's like almost like Alpha 5's head. But yeah, there we are, twins. Me and my fave. Switch back to that, put on my X-ray sword. But yeah, as I was explaining though, is I think the Twilight movies are fine. They're enjoyable. They're not like the best thing ever made, but I like them. And yeah. So now I can just bonfire out of here. And I also like New Moon, but I don't think it's as good as Twilight. Though I do like that it also has its own kind of like filter kind of thing, which is how Twilight has like a blue scale. New Moon has like an autumn. It's like red, orange, and brown, like color tones. And I really like that. Like each film has its own distinct coloring like that. And like Eclipse isn't as good as Twilight or New Moon, but it has its own kind of like filter, like tones as well. And I actually, off the top of my head, can't remember what the tones are for Eclipse. But, like, it's different. Like, each film, like, stylistically has completely different, like, color tone. And it really helps accentuate the difference between each one. And I think, like, if nothing else, that's what those films really excelled at. So we're actually going to Undead Parish. And then there was Breaking Dawn and Breaking Dawn Part 2. Breaking Dawn Part 1's kind of I think it's the weakest of all the movies. And then Breaking Dawn Part 2 is really cool because it has like the whole war sequence, but I'm still kind of and not a fan of the fact that the war thing was actually like all like a hallucination. That's stupid. That's really stupid. I hate that. Because I remember like that came out like around the same period, like Twilight and Harry Potter were both big at the same time. And I remember like I was in like junior high and in high school, and Twilight and Harry Potter like really blew up. And I'll switch my Fury Sword. And I remember that like Twilight and Harry Potter both kind of ended around the same time, like movie wise, and they decided to split Breaking Dawn in 2 parts, just like Harry Potter. And I remember being let down because the second part of Twilight and the second part of Harry Potter both ended with like a giant war. And my only complaint was the war in Harry Potter was like real and the one in Twilight wasn't. And I'm not saying real like it really happened, obviously, but it was real in that like it wasn't like them like hallucinating it or whatever. Like they actually like went to war and like people died and shit. Although, in fairness, if I remember right, and at the end of Breaking Dawn Part 2, during the war, they actually... I'm pretty sure Jasper died in the war. Which I'm glad they didn't commit to that, because Jasper's, like, the best character in the franchise. And Jasper and Alice were, like, the only good couple in it, but yeah, I'm pretty sure, if I remember right, that Jasper was fucking murked. And then, what's his name? Like, the head Volturi guy, like, his name was, like, Arrow or whatever. The one that, like, Alice was, like, showing the vision to. And he did not give a single shit that, like, people were gonna die. He was like, oh, whatever, like it's a war. People gonna die. I don't give a fuck. Am I being invaded? This is a really, okay, I'm not. It's just because I'm on the stairs. This is a really, really invasion-happy zone. I'm pretty sure he wasn't. Wait, pretty sure he wasn't what? Who? What? I forgot to switch back to my claymore. That's fine. Did you kick me, bitch? But, like, he just did not give the slightest shit that, like, people were gonna die and stuff until it got to the very end of the vision, and he died. And he was like, oh, well, we can't go to war now because I'm gonna die, and I don't want to die. What the hell? Oh. Yeah, you're a distance bitch, huh? Oh, I thought I could... I think you can backstab them, I just sucked at it, so... Yeah, stay down. So these are NPCs that are built on the, I believe they're built on the preset character things that you can pick at the start of the game. So first, I'm trying to pick you off one by one. Yeah. Get over here. You look like a... Oh, shit. So you look like a cleric build. And I think you're the bandit build. Oh, boy. You were trying to go for a backstab on me. Oh, man. Could these trees be more obnoxious? Nuh-uh. Yeah, there we go. So, one of the... I believe my first playthrough ever of this game, I got invaded here. And I was fighting, like... And keep in mind, this is my first time ever playing this game. I was still, like, learning and everything. I was in this forest, and I was over, I'll show in a second. I was over that way. And over that way, there's a bunch of those tree guys that pop out of the ground. And I was fighting like 4 or 5 of them at once. I got invaded. And I actually... and so I was in the middle of fighting these tree things when I got invaded. And I was trying to fend off the invader at the same time. There's Alvina. She's cool. You can join her covenant, and if you do, it will make all those guys non-hostile whenever you come back in here. Because they respawn. I don't care about that. So... because that's not worth it to exit the covenant I'm already in. But I was fighting like 5 of those tree things. I'm surprised there's no sign saying elevator here. Or shortcut here or whatever. Like the... But I was fighting like 5 tree guys. I got invaded, so I'm trying to fend off 5 trees and an invader. Then I get invaded by another guy at the same time. I have 2 invaders at once. Not sure if they were friends or not. They were both coming at me at the same time. I managed to get one invader down to about 90% of his health gone. And the other one I barely touched. And... you know what? I missed something. I got one of the invaders down to, like, almost dead, and one of them I barely touched, and I believe I killed all the trees. But it was crazy. Like, it was a fucking clusterfuck. And, it was one of the... probably the craziest invasion I've ever had. That's fine. That's fine. Need a sip. I didn't really need that, but I was going to do it, so whatever. So this is the Enchanted Ember. I did not need it. Still wanted to grab it just so I could show it was there. And then we're going to... Is this... No, this is not. I was like, is this the cat zone? Weakness, ranged battle. Who? That is the cat zone. See that big ass cat over there? Mushroom people. Yeah, there's big ass cats over there that I don't really want to deal with. Because they're a fucking nightmare too. See, this counts as doing the DLC. Not really, but... So, for those... for anybody who has played the DLC, they probably already know. So when you're actually playing the DLC, this is like the bridge you come from. You fight the Sanctuary Guardian, and then you meet Elizabeth the Mushroom, and she's actually through there. And then you come here across this bridge. And that's the main part of the first part of the DLC you go to. Jumping. You dumb. Can't take this. Tears. Tears. 1,000 tears were shared right there. So let me make sure what stuff I got. I want... Do I want... maybe I'll put on the Chloranthy ring. Or I could do... You know what? I could do the Wolf ring. Add a little realness to this. I'll go ahead and head in. In no way am I promising I will nail this the first try. This boss is weird in that, like, I either do it, like, pretty easily sometimes, like, pretty well, or I just suck shit, so... I definitely think it's one of the better boss fights in that it's an actual challenge. There's nothing unfair about it. It's just a real fucking fight. Try close range battle. What was this one? Can't take this. Will I be able to read these before it starts? Ring ahead. I'm pretty sure you can actually grab this ring before it even starts. Yeah. That is the Hornet ring. That is all 4 of the Knight's rings. That's Ornstein's, Artorias, Hawkeye Goff, and Siren, or Kieran. I'll actually say. The ring belonged to Ornstein, Artorias, Hawkeye Goff, and Lord's Blade Siren. Or Kieran. I'm not sure which. Oh boy, who's ready for this? Because this is... Oh, this is the Great Grey Wolf Sif. A wonderful character, who it is a real shame we have to fight it. So, I refer to Sif as a girl. I don't think it's never been confirmed one way or another on if Sif's a girl or a boy. It's just that Sif is, I believe, in Greek lore or something, there was a goddess named Sif, so a lot of people just assume Sif to be a generally feminine name. So Sif's really cool. She's very clearly... Her model has not aged the best, in my opinion. She still very much looks like a PS3 model. And that weird, like... She's very clippy. Like, her fur just is clippy. And I'm kind of lucky right now in this fight, where I am actually, knock on wood, I have a very easy Sif right now. Very easy fight. Sometimes she's all kinds of chaotic and crazy on this battlefield. Most times I don't even have a chance to get a swing in half the time. I'd say most of the time, half the time, yeah. So see, I like this. I say I like this fight because it's like I'm handling it so easily. But no, I just feel like it's a good fight. It feels right. There's nothing unfair about it. Well, there is something a little unfair about it. But the fight itself, there's nothing unfair. And it's just, as long as you just play right, then you can handle it. And here we go. So when you get Sif to less than 10% health, she struggles to keep fighting. Only boss in the game with this kind of shit. Only boss that you have to feel this bad about. And it's because so that is a mandatory fight because you need the Coven of Artorias to defeat the Four Kings, which is a mandatory fight to get part of their soul to get to Gwen at the end of the game. So if you don't know the lore, or you couldn't follow along, this is the grave of Artorias. And that sword that Sif was wielding is Artorias' sword. And the DLC involves explaining what happened with Artorias and why Sif is there and why it's actually a much sadder fight than just, oh, I feel bad for killing this wolf and making it limp and stuff. It's actually way, way, way sadder than that. And let's see, I could... Where do I want to go? I could do... Maybe I will do that really quick. Let me see how long I've been streaming for. Yeah, that fight's like way sadder than... Okay, I started streaming just a little over an hour ago. So I will put 2 levels into Dex, get my scaling up a little bit, fix my stuff, because again, if you fix it every time, you never have to worry about a break. And then, what do I... let's see, Alright, I think I'm going to end the stream here for tonight. I know it's been a really short stream, and I really didn't do all that much, but, I mean, we cleared out Valley of Drakes and the Great Hollow, which were side areas I wanted to do. And we took down one thing, we took down Sif, which is actually mandatory to do. Next time I do this, I will probably go do New Londo Ruins, at least part of it, because I want to get the Ember to be able to max out my sword. And then I will either, once I get that Ember, I will either finish out New Londo Ruins, or I will head to the Duke's Archives. And then after that, I'll do whichever one I didn't finish. After that, I will do Demon Ruins. After that, I will do the Catacombs and Tomb of the Giants. And then from that point on, we just have the end of the game, and then 2 small side things I'm going to do as well. So... Again, I know this has been really short and very uneventful, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to continue this on without it being as good as it could be. So I promise the next stream will be a lot better, hopefully. Actually, the next stream I do will be Resident Evil 3, the remake, because that'll be out. And so this is actually going to be on a little bit of a break, because I will be streaming that, and then as soon as I get through Resident Evil 3, I will continue the Dark Souls streams. So, yeah, thanks anybody who watched this, and I don't blame anybody who didn't.